Hello everybody, welcome back to the pYanodons playthrough. It's fantastic, Mr. Ghost. We're powering through, hopefully, to PyScience 3, one episode at a time here. There's all kinds of things I'm discovering, rediscovering in this map. It's crazy. The first thing I wanted to talk about is this. Okay, so we have to copy this. And I forgot about this feature, and then I'm like, wait a minute. There is a horizontal and vertical flip. So H and V for horizontal and vertical. DDCs. We can flip machines on their vertical and horizontal axis. Oh, I got a pipe there. Let me go ahead and place that. And then I'll pull these out and cut. There we go. So now this makes it so nice for piping. Holy cow. Well, obviously piping is the reason for this. And that makes it so easy now to pipe things together. It used to be you'd have to pipe out here, and you have to bring all your pipes out in one area. And it's just a freaking mess. So now we have that option. So this is acrylic. The next part we'll work on here. It's a doozy. 9 gases and or fluids. Wow. So there it is. We've got 2 parts for the end here. And then we have the ammonia, sulfuric acid, natural gas, and acetone. This part here, I don't know why they're calling it make. I think the recipes, they're hyperlinked now. I think they had to make sense some way or what. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, they have a make in front of that. I don't know why. So this here is going to be directly inserted into the DDCs because it's 1 every 5. And the DDC here, this recipe for acrylic, is 10 seconds, 2 every 10. So 1 every 5. And this is a 5-second craft. And then we have this thing here, acrylnitrile. I think it's acrylnitrile. I don't know. I'll have to look that up when I remember. We have a kick out of cyanic acid on this one. That's all the stuff. I haven't piped this one up. I'll do that on when we do a speed up video here. These are all the parts I'm listing so I know what goes where. And each one of these here, this one here has the ethylene chlorohydrin. And then this other part here has the propene. So these two are going to be together, and I'll pipe this one around. Easy peasy. This is the propene here. This steam, another feature of Factorio 2.0 I love, which I have to get used to these things. You can wire up machines, 2 tanks, and all these other things, cases, whatnot. Now, I use the wireless feature for the hub. But when you got this, where you don't have a robo port, and I don't want to put one down, then now I can just use a red wire, green wire, and I can control the pumps because we have a water kick out here. But we need water for steam, and the steam is consumed by the propene. So unbelievable feature there. Now this thing, I forgot to mention here, this weird word, it kicks, we have to import it in here. DDCs. So I have a belt that's underground. I had to use a red one to span all these machines here. These are also, horizontally, vertically flipped, however. So I don't know why they're doing this input so close together. I wish they'd move them out. So what you have to do is put a pipe section on the alternate sides here. And then you can pipe off, that way, obviously. But yeah, horizontal, vertical flip for the win on that. So over here, we've done this before. I'm gonna combine this steam here with this steam up here and then pipe it down. Also the water, I might have to, I don't know if I could get it out. Yeah, I think I can. I think I'll be able to pull a pipe off of here like so. I might be able to get rid of a water extractor. In fact, let's test that out really quick here. Max rate calculator is really good for quick visualization of stuff. As you'll see, yep, only 2 pump jacks are needed. It's just over, a little bit over. Each machine kicks out 13, and we're at positive 0.125. So if I pull the pump out over here, it would go negative. And then, yeah, these, what I'll do, oh, let's see, let's copy this. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll do 4 steamers, and we'll see what happens. Another thing I want to mention here, we'll copy, let's see, we got, it's very difficult to see these because they're 3D there. That's 2. I think that'll do it. Come on, bots. All right, now I'm going to, well, yeah, that's 4. So I want to remove these here. Now, I know I can do this from map view, but I'm right here, so I might as well just do it this way. So, oh, now, look, we're negative on water. That's because I have 1 too many steamers, or boilers. So let's go ahead and remove 1 here. There we go. I don't like the, you know, I like to be aesthetics, but you can't do that. You know, math does not let you do that. So now we're all positive on everything. So yeah, this one part, this fluid or gas right here, I don't know if it's gas, will pipe it up. So that took 3 machines plus an extra water extractor out of the mix. So there we go. So this one will be piped over to here. No, here, this one right here. So I've got, you know, I've got an initial piping job here because I was trying to figure it out. I'll pipe this one. Oh, I did this one too. Yeah, I'll pipe this one up as well. So there'll be 9 gases and fluids. So things I wanted to talk about really quick, hopefully briefly. I got a new staging area here. This is what we have after we get this one done. We've got 4 more parts. And so I got them all here now. Boomity, boomity, boom. And I don't know which one we're going to work on next. I don't know if we're going to work on another one in this episode. Might be easy to do this one. I don't know. Nana for bills, but we'll see. I am working on a 4-lane to 2-lane pickoff rail elevated here. What I have to do is tighten this up. I have to pull this down a little bit and redo this rail here. I think everything else is fine. This will cut down. So what's going on is we got pickoffs here and this way and around and under, and then coming in from the top here in the north and in, and then the exit lanes are here and here, and also down this way and this way. So you want your traffic to be jostled up in the underneath, right? And the throughput traffic, you don't want blockages. So that's the concept there. But I have, it's a little too long, and I can definitely pull these down. I've got lots of room between the ramp and the pole, or whatever is support. So I'm going to tighten that up a little bit there. Also, I have to signal it. I had a power problem, and it was related to the glycerol here. I was freaking out. Luckily, I have the solar to keep the base up and running. The solar is 600 megawatts short of running the base. So what happened is I was getting like a rolling blackout situation. So glycerol is over here. And what happened was I ran out of skin. Couldn't keep up. So I found a glycerol over here. This is the EVA and epoxy. And I'm like, I used the factory search here. I found another chem plant that had the zinc chloride, which is kicking out the hydrogen now. And my Bakelite went down because I was doing the modules. I'm like, oh, there's another problem. So I didn't search for the chem plants. I just found them, you know. So now here's what's weird, glycerol. So I'm searching for storage here. And I'm like, what is this valve internal gauge, input gauge? Well, it turns out these valve conversions here, you know, what I used to get back, you know, the pumps or the valves to work, well, they came up as a source of, you know, material. And I'm like, what? How'd that happen? Well, lo and behold, I was venting the glycerol here at this build. And now this only runs when Mechanical Parts 2 run, the Mark IIs. So when I'm getting modules, the base is going to run like a crazy fool. You know, everything goes. And here I am throwing out one of the most valuable resources or products that you could ever make on this map, because the power and the coal briquettes for hot air and the power are running off of that. I'm like, what am I doing? So I came over here and I got an 80% valve here. You'll notice that the pipe has 79.7, so it's acting on the pipe. There's plenty in the pipe for the process to run down here. So it's just kind of leaching it off. And now what I have is 100 priority here on this common air here. And I set it to 10,000 provide threshold. And I got a counter on there too. So hopefully that helps. I'm still having issues with LTN, but I haven't noticed it on the stops that I've pulled up. At least I don't think. So up here on the power, I also did this. I have a provide priority of 100 because if we lose power, bad things happen. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention before I forget, and this is so important. If this doesn't say how important efficiency modules are, I don't know what will. A boiler is 25 megawatts without 2 modules, and with it's 833 kilowatts. That is a huge power reduction. Huge. The water extractor is almost a half a megawatt. It's 453, I think. Or no, here, this one. 453 kilowatts to 15 kilowatts. And I've got a lot of these on the map, as I've mentioned. Now, I had a problem with creosote double delivering. I think that's what it's called. I didn't mark this stop yet here. I haven't gone over here to rip the stop. But what I did is I came over here to test this system out. I don't know if it's happening on stops I've pulled up or not. I haven't noticed it. So I'm thinking that the stops are just bugged. All the fluid stops are bugged. And it's just a matter of, oh, there's another one. Go over there, rip it up, blah, blah, blah. You know, because going through every stop, every build is going to be just tedious. So what I have here is an arithmetic or decider common error. Another feature of 2.0 I love. We need one common error for multiple conditions. I love it. So if a train is docked, it's going to have a train ID. You have to physically check this box here because it's not on by default. So we output a T signal. The T signal has the unique train ID on it. That's why we go if T is greater than 0. That means a train is docked. That's condition 1. Condition 2 is if the tank is above 39,000, which is this tank. I'm using pumps because the fluids will equalize between tanks. And also I want fast ejection of the fluid from my catch-all tank. So this pump here activates on the green signal, which is provided by the decider here. So 2 conditions, trains here, tanks above 39,000. Open up the pump or activate the pump. It gives a little bit of room for the train to, evacuate its fluids. What I've noticed is that trains that are popping by have about 13,000 or so fluid left in them, and then they just sit here. And then other trains come by and, block up the whole thing. In this case, I wouldn't have a train issue because this is just sitting here doing nothing. Whereas if I have a dual stop where I have fluids and other things, or maybe multiple fluids, then one train will stop the other trains and I got a big backup, and it's a real pain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and pull the stop up, and then I'll pull this crap up. I'll mark, my marker on the map to say that I did it. I'm keeping an eye on it, but the only thing I can think of is that the fluid part, something changed with the fluid delivery, and I just have to pull the stop up in the LTN common error as just a throw my hands up in the air, maybe that's it kind of thing. Now, one of the things, what I mentioned about the power, I ran out of skin, and I got my B build somewhere. Here it is right here, Coralexes. So I was relying on the space cows here. I was rendering this. This whole build, its purpose was to provide Coralexes to the network. That was it. And then way back, I decided, oh, you know what? I'm going to make skin out of them. So I doubled this case. It was 2 rows. Now it's 4. Well, what happened was the glycerol. Oh, one thing I didn't mention here. The glycerol is used in other recipes now. So here's where it's made, and I'm using this skin one. Now there's a collagen one, but I don't know if it's any better than this one. It eliminates the sodium hydroxide, though. So here we have chromium and also nickel. which is chewing up my glycerol. And that's why I did the priority on the power. This is the cold briquette one for hot air. And then we have, this is the power right here. And then my backup system here. So I added more, let me get out of there. And what I did is I added more Acrylic processing. But the problem is that the Acrylics have two things going on with fish. So we got the hydroslate, which is for the cubs. Then we mature them. Then we also have the food, which is more fish. So fish on top of fish for the space cows that we milk for milk or we render for body parts. And I was like, holy crap. So eventually we're going to get nuclear power. It's going to be, I think, in PyScience 3, once we get that up and running. So yeah, the fish builds were hurting. And it just kept running and running and running. So I have over here, there's the fish build there. I have a bone build with, I'm rendering augs, if I can find it. Here it is. I found it, bones. So what I have here is a combinator. Now I could do this by map view, but I could, well, it's kind of tricky. I don't like to rotate inserters because if they have something in their claw grabber or whatever, it'll put stuff on the ground and then it's sitting there, and I hate that. So I have a combinator here that I can switch on, and it negates. Right now it's like, oh, if there's greater than 200 in here, then activate. You know, I don't care. Right now, with the main purpose of this is to get lard, because I was running on a lard when I ran modules. So if I'm doing building, and I have modules, and a lot of them, then I run out of lard for the allochemicals and then the glycerol. Well, guess what? I had to run this because I ran out of skin, so I had a ton of body parts flowing. Oh, I gotta flip that. I'm glad I remembered that. Okay, cool. See, I didn't need the blood. I just needed this stuff. So that was a thing there I had to recover from. All right, so let's speed this up here. I think I've gone through all my little updates. There's a couple little snags here and there, but nothing of note to mention. Just a quick fix here and there. All right, let's get to acrylic. Okay, the final ingredient. I have a problem. There it is, acrylic. Is that right? Yep. Oh dear. Yeah, I have a problem. It's acetone. And I knew this was going to happen. I remember way back, I'm like, acetone is relying on tailings to rich dust to chromite sand. That's not going to happen very much longer. Look at that, baby. Pi Science 3, one more part complete. This puppy is a piping nightmare. It's fun, though. I probably should have pushed up higher, but I got it in. I got it. I did it. I forgot to hook in the water and steam down here. Not a problem because it's up here and easy to pipe down. Look at this thing, man. Oh, in the footage, I haven't edited yet, but I had a double delivery right before my very eyes. And I'm going to leave it in. So I had 2 ammonia trains come by. No rhyme or reason to it. I mean, it's just, why? You know, look at all these trains coming now. I don't know what these stack to. Probably 100. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going with, just like the Propolis, 200 in, 100 pickup, you know, all that. So there we go. That is a part down. Very good. The, oh yeah, and I got the cyanic acid here with an 80% valve. Yeah, now the buildup's going to be obviously the worst. So, you know, all these trains are going to be running. You just have to wait and see. So let's talk about the FNEI, I think here. Yeah, here is acetone craft. And there's not many options here. So we got the barreling. Black liqueur is not something you can just generate without doing something else. And then we have this one, which I'm using here. I think this is the one I'm using. Yeah, this is a wet scrubber. So chromite sand comes up. Copper plate. Yeah, this is the one I'm using. And then we have a cumin one with phenol. And we get 100. So I'm thinking about this one. 50 cumin to 100 acetone. I didn't have cumin before. Now I do. This is in a DDC. Oh, I like this. Okay, see how we're out of this now here. Okay. So the phenol would be nice to have for other processes because this is a real pain to get because it's sodium hydroxide. And let's take a look at the cumin. I'll show you that if you don't remember. I actually have 2 builds of this. Ooh, I didn't realize that. So I have naphtha here too? This is the grease build. So I remember this one. This was going way back to when I was yeah, look at this. What am I taking here? Gasoline. I have to look at this one in detail. What are you doing? This is crude oil. And we're processing. I remember it was slurping the crude oil pretty good. So crude oil. Oh yeah. Look at here. Stripped distillates. Gasoline. Here's the cumin. Oh, and then I got this little guy here. Ah, I totally forgot about this stuff. The whole driver behind this was the low distillates for the processing of the plates. You know, the high-end or grade 3 stuff. And I get cumin out of that as well as naphtha. Holy cow. Here's the lubrication. And then the grease. Oh, I have grease on. Wait a minute. Oh, you know what? Well, I guess that's okay. Yeah, this is the problem when you take a long break. You don't remember everything you did. Okay, yeah, remember I did the diamonds over here. Now, this is not a problem. I brought in the low distillates here, and then I got the grease and the lube. So, in a sense, I could take this out and then just deliver the grease directly. There's another cumin one that I have. I'm glad I looked at that. Well, here's the... Oh, this is the bleed-off tank. Usually, I like to use these two. These are less than the 40K tank. I should use those. I gotta get back in the habit of that. Wait a minute. I thought I had another cumin one. Wait a minute. Is it out? because I had one over in this shale oil area here. Yeah. Oh, that's benzene. Okay. Don't mind me. I got confused because this icon, it's got that little hexagon. Is that right? No, sexagon. Yeah. So I do have 2 vents here. The drive behind this build here was the low distillates. Yeah. And anything after that is kind of a bonus. So if low distillates aren't consumed, then I'm in trouble here. Now, can this build be reproduced and then shifted to, you know, venting the low distillates as opposed to the cumin? Yes, I can, you know, switch it up. Hey, looky here. A cumin train and a DDC. So it's weird. This is a distillation of cumin, but, you know, these recipes, I get more acetone out of this than phenol. Go figure. So you'll notice I have a green wire, and it is... Oh, I forgot to... Wait a minute. Oh, I copied the wrong one. All right, here's chromite sand equals 0. Okay, boom, boom. All right, there we go. Wait, did I look at the wrong one? All right, so the that's a lot of phenol. Yeah, this does crank it out. And then what we have? Oh wow, 8,000. Okay, that's going up there pretty quick. So I green wired this case because it will, the red wire from the LTN combinator will mess with it. So you want to keep the network separate there. And did it run out of cumin already? No. Boy, it's munching it up pretty quick. So yeah, that's a good amount. 600. Yeah, you know, not too bad. This is the phenol. So we have this build here for the Z... what is this? The Z3? Oh, acrylic acid. So I can deliver here. All I gotta do is just pop a belt in. And then... Where is this going here? Oh, up to there. Okay. So, yeah, I could just pop a belt and tie in right here. Maybe I could pop out the top here. Yeah. And I'll put a priority split there to get rid of it. This one's a little tricky because I'm direct feeding the phenol in, but I could just belt it and sense the belt. If there's phenol on the belt, then the inserter will not work. You know, just shut it off. Or if it's 0, turn on. And the big one, look at that. Oh, it tells you Bakelite. Oh, I like that. Oh, you mouse it over, it tells you the recipe. Nice. So this one, again, is tricky because I'm double-siding the belt here. The zinc chloride here and the phenol are going in here to the pressure furnace. And I can't control this belt, otherwise the zinc chloride will not be delivered in or imported in. So I would probably just belt the phenol in, and I can request it here as well and just belt it on over, and I'll just feed it in. And the phenol is pretty weak. Not enough here. In fact, I could probably get an idea. Let's do this. We'll probably have some negatives. Oh, why is... Oh, yeah, negative there. Yeah, see, phenol is negative. Oh, I probably built this way before. I don't know if I built this with Helmut or not. I don't know. Maybe I just slap machines down. Sometimes I do that, you know. All right. So this thing is still cranking along. 1,800. Yeah, so this is a pretty big phenol recipe here. And we're already at 13,000. Got a lot of activity going on over here. We got some deliveries to be done. There we go. Now they're going again. All right. So yeah, the belt's just about buffered up here. And we're good to go. So we'll end it here. So I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed another part down. See you in the next one. Peace out.